Chancellor Taylor, may I now present to this Convocation the candidate for the Doctorate Honoris Causa to be conferred by York University. Candidate, can you rise, please? Thank you. Chancellor, Vice President, faculty, staff, honoured guests, parents and graduates, as we work together to create a better world and devise practical solutions for seemingly impossible problems, an interdisciplinary approach is crucial, not only for Lassonde, but for York University and our wider society. Greater awareness of our responsibilities through interdisciplinary alignment and action empowers us to make a positive difference. That's why I am so thrilled to be here today, presenting this honorary doctorate degree to Dr. Thomas Lee, a true visionary and trailblazer, who has a unique combination of commercial and academic experience and credentials that span multiple disciplines. Over the past few decades, Dr. Lee has played an important role in commercialising specialised engineering technologies. He was part of the leadership of several Canadian startups, commercialising autonomous robotics, mathematical computation, and cryptography. He was also a pioneer in the introduction of smart digital technologies in engineering education, and his work has influenced universities throughout North America, Europe, and the Middle East, India, and Japan. His broad array of achievements range from technical communications and marketing to global business development, and also to teaching and outreach. His current research and teaching explore new ways to address complexity and uncertainty in modern engineering. Dr. Lee earned his doctorate in mechanical engineering from the University of Waterloo. He has been a senior member of the high school FIRST robotics community, as a judge and also as a mentor. He is currently Professor of Engineering Entrepreneurship and Innovation at McMaster University, and holds an adjunct faculty positions at York University, the University of Waterloo, and the University of New Mexico. He has also previously served as Chief Education Officer and Director of Marketing at Kwanzaa. In 2019, he was inducted into the Canadian Academy of Engineering for his contributions to engineering education and entrepreneurship. Today, we not only celebrate Dr. Lee's accomplishments, but also the values he embodies, the same ones Lassonde holds very dear: entrepreneurship, the pursuit of new ideas, academic freedom, and a passionate desire to create a better world. Congratulations, Dr. Lee. Your remarkable achievements have touched many lives, and we're so honoured to have you as a member of the Lassonde and York University community. I present to you Dr. Thomas Lee.
Dr. Thomas Lee, by the authority vested in me by the Senate of York University, I hereby confer on you the degree of Doctor of Laws, Honoris Causa. Admitto te ad gradum. Congratulations, Dr. Lee.
I now call upon Dr. Thomas Lee to address Convocation.
Wow. I love these colors, by the way. Thank you. Madam Chancellor, Mr. Vice President, to you and all of the distinguished members of the York University community, thank you, merci. Miigwech, kamsahamnida. And to the Lassonde School of Engineering, class of 2023, I'm so pleased that I dropped this mic. I'm so happy to be here with you, and thank you for sharing this special day with me. Today you graduate from one of the most important and influential universities in Canada. Moreover, you have learned from one of the most innovative engineering programs in the entire world. Congratulations. And I'm so proud to be here with you today. And more than once over the past weeks, I found myself asking, how the heck did I get here? Well, there's actually a very obvious answer on Sentinel Road. From this campus, if you walk down Sentinel a little bit, you'll get to a little road called Brookwell Drive. And on that road is a small 2-bedroom apartment that my entire family of 6 lived in when we first arrived in Canada in 1971. I'm a Downsview guy. And it feels so good to be home again. And my roots in this neighborhood makes this day much more special. But how did I get here? How did this Downsview guy end up receiving recognition from such a prestigious institution? Mostly I'm thinking I'm very fortunate. My career developed at the right time, and I witnessed some of the most significant, if not revolutionary, milestones in modern engineering. So it was relatively easy for me to connect to fun and innovative things to do, and here I am. I learned to program on the first generation of desktop computers in high school and university. I watched engineers connect the first networks and build modern internet and the web. I witnessed the transformation of mobile phones from basic voice communication devices to the all-encompassing pocket-sized supercomputers. I even got to play with autonomous vehicles and AI. I am a product of the modern digital age, and I want to share some thoughts on what that all means. And I'm going to start by borrowing the words of a much more famous child of the digital age. In his convocation speech at Stanford University, the late Steve Jobs encouraged the graduating students to, quote, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." This is a very colorful way of suggesting that we should be ambitious and not worry too much about what others think. Stay hungry, stay foolish. These words in so many ways capture the spirit of our digital age. In fact, 10 years ago, if I were called to do this speech, I'm thinking I would offer a similar message. Life is short, so go and do something bold and ambitious. Just go for it, something like that. For most of my career, I was told that speed, relentless drive, and fearlessness were the key ingredients for success. For so many years, we celebrated those who took decisive action, often without concern for immediate consequences. We'll deal with that later. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Today, though, I want to suggest that we consider adding one more. Stay thoughtful. Stay hungry, stay foolish, stay thoughtful. That sounds odd, doesn't it? Even a little contradictory. Or is it? About 10 years ago, I first met Pierre Lassonde and many of the founding leadership of the Lassonde School, and they introduced me to a provocative new perspective on engineering education, and they called it Renaissance engineering. I'm glad to see that these words and sentiments persist today here because Renaissance engineering also had a lasting impact on my own perspectives on engineering since that first meeting about 10 years ago. The Lassonde Renaissance suggested that modern engineering should be more than math, science, and computers. It suggested that engineering could be a foundation for all sorts of creative and ambitious endeavors, and that the needs of people and communities need to directly connect to what you learn in class and in the labs. This was so different from the engineering programs that I or any of my friends took way back when. And I'm reminded of the words of the American philosopher and psychologist William James, who once said, "The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their life by altering their attitudes." And today, you are the proof of William James' words. Think about that. Not because it's so profound, because I didn't write it. That was ChatGPT. So I asked ChatGPT to compose a great convocation speech, and this was one of the paragraphs that it suggested. I have no idea who William James is, but it sure sounded good, didn't it? I think about AI a lot these days. We all do. AI is one of those technologies that starts out with a lot of promise, then turns really weird. On one hand, it can make life fun. It helps us take better photos and helps us learn new language. It can help keep us safe. It helps predict weather, diagnose disease, and it also helps us develop new medicines to fight that disease. But as we are now so aware, it can also lead us down some pretty unpredictable, if not disastrous, paths. AI is like the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Leafs roar through the regular season as if they descended from heaven. Then come the playoffs, when it really counts, they turn into a totally different team, and they fall apart in some pretty unpredictable and even disastrous ways. But with AI, of course, the stakes are so much greater because our commerce, security, health, and governance are increasingly dependent on these algorithms. AI, but also social media, virtual reality, IoT, crypto, and other engineering inventions of the digital age can produce profoundly harmful, unintended consequences if we can't find a way to manage the technology sensibly. And it's not just digital things like this, like these. Nuclear energy, pesticides, plastics, pain medications, refined fossil fuels, and internal combustion engines are all examples of engineered technologies that had a great start. All of them were developed with the very best of intentions, but now represent enormous planet-level challenges. Engineers have always been unique in that we are scientific enough to create new things, but we also manage businesses and organizations for growth. We have always had that multidimensional existence. But to be honest, too many of us saw our role principally as the builders of the technology, and we really didn't see ourselves as having a leading role in public policy, communication, or broader ethical debates. Oh, we're just the engineers, we used to say. And as long as we were within the bounds of our laws, we could say, stay hungry, stay foolish, and keep producing cool things, and let others deal with the messy ethical and societal issues. But things are changing, and you have a lot to do with it. More and more, I find your increased awareness of societal and global challenges and your loud and critical voice on the mistakes of people my age to be welcome and essential to remaining optimistic about tomorrow. Generation gaps have always existed, but I'm thinking that it's different this time, that the loud critical voices are at the heart of a needed and welcome reckoning of the profession and our relationship to technology and industry. You already embrace sustainability, equity, social justice, inclusivity, and decolonization as core virtues of modern engineering. And you found yourself here at the Lassonde School that was actually designed to be a more thoughtful engineering program. And moreover, Lassonde is a vital part of York University, an institution that has emerged as one of the world's most progressive and indeed thoughtful universities. I can't imagine a better start, and I wish you the best as you build your careers in as enriched and enlightened way as it began. Stay hungry, stay foolish, stay thoughtful. I guess it sounds odd, but not really. In the end, it's basically about giving challenging tasks our best energies and efforts, but also taking the time to ask whether we're doing the right things. It doesn't seem that odd when I think about it that way. It actually sounds like common sense. And as a final comment, I want to thank you for being here. Your class bore the heaviest burden from the pandemic, which robbed you of some of the most fulfilling experiences that our education system can offer. I want to thank you because I work in the academic system and I know how tough it has been for you. But you persevered, and today you're together to celebrate and to let optimism enter your lives again. And the hunger that you had to achieve something this special gave you the energy and focus to overcome the enormous challenges of yesterday, and you made it here. Congratulations. And today, I hope you celebrate like never before. Maybe even get a little foolish. Go nuts, you deserve it. And tomorrow, you'll begin building a wonderfully interesting and rewarding career, whatever that may be for you. And I hope that once in a while, you will pause and think of something wonderfully thoughtful to do as well, whatever that may be for you. And once again, thank you for letting me join you on this very special day, and I wish you all the best. Madam Chancellor, Mr. Vice Chancellor, I made it through my speech. This concludes my address to Convocation. Thank you again for this honor.